consume and marginal propensity to save. Now we are going with the additional information about those things. Microsoft Office open. It is visible, right, for everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So consumption function and investment function, we are going with this topic or subtopic of unit number 5, point number 11. So consumption function refers to a particular amount of consumption out of a given amount of income. So out of a given amount of income. So whenever we say that we want to consume or we want to expend or spend a certain sum of money, so at this stage you must have a certain source of income, and based on that particular income level, we start spending or we start expending our amount of resources. So whenever I say that my salary is rupees 1 or rupees 10 or rupees 50 or rupees 100 or 1000, 10,000, 1 lakh and so on, then accordingly what is the consideration that out of this total earnings for a particular month or for a particular period or a particular year or a specific duration, this amount, entire amount is available for your expenditure, for your day-to-day expenses, or for any of the amount that you want to spend for your need, requirement, wants and desires. So consumption also always refers to the amount that is available for you for consuming certain products, certain commodities, certain goods and services over a specific period of time. The functions relates with the which indicates the relationship between the consumption and the income. So whether it is a positive, negative, neutral, what type of relationship, direct, indirect relationship between the consumption and income. At several cases there is direct relationship, there at several cases there is indirect relationship, and at several cases there is no correlation between the consumption and income. So certain products and certain commodities. Now for example, purchasing of a bread and butter or a purchasing of milk. So in this case, in this particular example, whether your income is 10, whether your income is 1000, or whether income you is 10 lakhs. So here it does not matter that what amount of milk, whether you will purchase milk or whether you will not purchase the milk. Milk, biscuits, food, material, chapati, dal, rice, food, clothing, shelter, all these things, commodities being of the certain nature, which is of essential requirement. So every individual has to consume these goods and services. So here in this case, there is no correlation between income and consumption. But a certain product such as costliest product, a particular watch of Titan, a particular refrigerator of Loyalite or Whirlpool. Now these are the commodities, or a particular phone purchasing of Apple. So here in this case, it depends on your income level, what product is required for you and how you want to purchase those goods and services. Consumption function refers to the different amounts of consumption at different levels of income. So as I gave the example that right now, it depends on the what amount of the income a particular people or an individual is having. So as and when my income changes, accordingly my consumption also keeps on changing. So here in this case, you can see the formula as we have seen in the earlier examples, that is consumption is function of income, that is Y stands for income. Psychological law of consumption. According to the law, when aggregate income increases, consumption expenditure shall increase, but by a somewhat smaller amount. So immediately or at a very rapid stage, the consumption does not increase. As and when the income increases, the consumption increases, but in a very smaller portion or step by step. So a gradual or fast or vast increase in the consumption cannot be seen over a period of time. So that is the psychological law of consumption. The average propensity to come. So again, here the APC. So now we were saying marginal MPC, that is marginal propensity to consume. Now the average propensity to consume. So average propensity to consume, the formula for is total consumption divided by total income. Now here in this case, marginal propensity to consume, that is MPC and MPS, we were calculating for an individual or for a particular household. But here in case APC or APS, average propensity to consume or average propensity to save, it is calculated for all the people or the public at large. That is for the entire economy as a perspective. So MPC, that is marginal propensity to consume and save, stands for the microeconomics, and APC or APS stands for the macroeconomic level. So for the entire economy, for entire society, or for public or people at large, we have to see for what is average propensity to consume. Marginal propensity to consume, it is an incremental change in consumption as a result of given increment in the income. So a particular individual. So as and when his income level increases, so accordingly, what will be the change in his expenditure? What will be the change in the consumption pattern? That all things will be explained in terms of MPC. Ratio of change in the aggregate consumption to change in the level of aggregate income. So percentage change upon percentage change in income upon percentage change in consumption that is being provided with help with the respect of marginal propensity to consume. Characteristics of MPC, value is always positive but less than 1. So always the value is positive, that is between 0 to 1. MPC is always greater than 0. So your value will be between 0 to 1. So MPC, that is marginal propensity to consume, cannot be greater than 1. That is, you cannot spend a certain sum of money which is always beyond your income level. If it goes down as income increases, so it goes down as your income increases. So as and when the income level increases, accordingly your MPC, that is marginal propensity to consume, also starts increasing or decreasing. So a positive correlation between these two factors can be identified. MPC of the poor is greater than that of rich. So propensity to consume. So a particular person whose income level is very low, whose income level is very small, for his the consumption may be very low, and accordingly his consumption will also be very less. Propensity to consume is greater, that means for that than that of rich. So a rich person may purchase a lot number of commodities, but a poor person may purchase or consume smaller number of commodities. So the relationship between MPC and APC you can see in this particular diagram. So if the income is 100 and consumption is also 100, then average propensity to consume is 100, and there is no MPC, that is, it is neither 0 and it is neither 1. Income is 200 and consumption is 180, then average propensity becomes 90% and MPC becomes 80%. So here you can see it is decreasing at a very faster rate, marginal propensity. Why? Because the correlation between the rich and poor and the consumption level differs of the rich person and the poor person. Income level increases to 300, then the consumption becomes 240. So here APC, that is APC reduces very gradually, but MPC reduces very fastly. That is APC takes very lot number of time to increase or decrease, but MPC takes or decreases or increases at a very faster rate. So MPC stands for an individual consumption, but APC, that is aggregate average propensity to consume, is for the entire population or entire people or public at large, and hence at this stage the APC is more. So on accordingly, 400 and 500, 280 and 300 respectively. The percentage 70% and 40% and 60% and 20% accordingly. Investment function. Investment is the creation of income, that is earnings of assets. So we have dealt with the concept of what is the consumption function. Now we are moving towards the perspectives of investment. So investment, the creation of income. So whatever investment, whatever the assets that you have, in order to create a wealth, in order to create a certain amount of earning over a period of time for future expenditure purpose, whatever goods, services, or capital goods you start to acquire in a particular time duration for the benefits or the revenue or the return generation, such type of amount that has been invested, it's called as an investment. Now, what are the various types of investment? So you can invest in private investment, public investment, foreign investment, induced investment, and autonomous investment. Out of this perspective, we have seen what is induced and what is autonomous. Private investment, which is invested in private ventures or private money lenders or private participants. Public investment, which is always invested with the government, that is either the state government or the central government. And foreign investment, which is invested with the foreign bodies or foreign corporations or organizations or companies located outside India, to be specific, from the Indian economy. Other kinds of investment: gross investment, replacement investment, net investment, ex ante investment, and ex post investment. Gross investment, a sum total of all the investments, is called as a gross investment. So whenever I say that I am investing in mutual fund, provident fund, and so on, so when I sum all those particular totals, that particular total investment is called as a gross investment. Replacement, a replacement is a particular constitution wherein in replacement to a certain concept, that is, earlier I was investing in mutual fund, now I am investing in stock or debentures or market. Earlier I was investing in real estate, now I am investing in land. So here in this case the investment pattern changes. So that is the concept of replacement. Earlier you were purchasing Parle-G biscuits, now you are purchasing Good Day biscuits, now then you are purchasing Oreo biscuits. So your investment also changes in terms of consumption. net investment, that is total number of investment, that is total actual amount that you have invested in each and every individual portfolio. Ex ante investment and ex post investment. So before taking a decision and after taking a decision, that is a proper advice for a particular perspective. So before investing, what do? We take an advice, we take a consultation from the chartered accountant, from the company secretary, from the various investors, from the management consultants, from the advocates, lawyers, solicitors, and so on. So here in this case, ex ante means before and ex post means after the suggestions or the views or the briefs that have been undertaken. Marginal efficiency of capital. So it may be defined as the highest rate of return over the cost accruing from an additional unit of capital asset. So now here in this case, what happened? You have different avenues or different parts of an investment. That is how you are trying to invest a certain amount of quantities or goods and services. So when all these components are being together combined, that is private plus public plus foreign plus induced plus autonomous plus gross plus replacement plus net and so on. So that becomes the marginal efficiency of capital. So what capital revenue is being generated by that particular perspective or by that particular origination. Such origination is called as a capital asset. So highest rate of return that has been acquired for you. So I have quoted you certain examples with respect to payback period and net present value. So when we were dealing with the concept of net present value, what it was saying that the net present value can be either 6%, it can be 10%, 11%, 12%, depending on the inflation or deflation, appreciation or depreciation in the value of assets or your commodity or the value of money. So when we say that rupee is appreciating, that which means dollar is depreciating. When we say dollar is appreciating, which means rupee is appreciating. So here in this case, what happened? There is a certain consideration of identifying, of understanding which investment will provide you highest rate of return. Whether the rate of return is 4%, rate of return is 5%, rate of return is 10%, or the rate of return may be 100% also. In certain cases, when now, for example, if you purchase a share of Reliance, in case of purchasing a share of Reliance, TCS, Mahindra and Mahindra, and so on, the rate of return may be around 200%, 500% also. So here in this case, the rate of investment differs. Prospective yield from the capital asset. So what prospect you are willing for or that you are expecting. So that is the concept of payback period. So within what duration you want your project to provide you a certain rate of return. That is at the duration of 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, and so on. So what is your projective rate of return, projective rate of duration in which you want the returns from that particular project, and supply price. So sum total of all, it is for all the individual quarters that you are expecting, quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and so on. So all the subcomponents of respective quarter plus rate of return 1 plus R1, R2, R3, which stands for a certain consideration, that is rate of your first investment, rate of your second investment, rate of the third investments, and so on. Determinants of MEC, marginal efficiency to save or consume. So short-run factors, that is cost and price, higher propensity to consume, current rate of expectations, change in the income level, state of the business confidence. These are the short-run factors which can impact or which can affect your marginal propensity or marginal efficiency. The long-run factors are growth rate of the population. So at what rate the population is growing, whether it is at the higher rate, whether it is at the lower rate, and so on. Development of new areas. So what new areas or new sectors are growing over a period of time. So now today what we are seeing that the more thrust is given for health sector.
Sir, your voice is not audible.
So,
Hello?
Yes, sir.
yes,
There
sir.
was a call from Sunita ma'am.
Okay, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I am posting the link. We need to complete. There are lots of formulas and constitutions also. I've posted the link. Thank you everyone for joining.
Yes,
Sorry,
sir.
we'll continue. Thank you, Rishikesh. Let me know after you mark it. Please mark it for VCL, Verbal Communication Language. Please. Right now we have VCL. Then